You'll be blindsided by these facts about Sandra Bullock. These Sandra Bullock details would take you by surprise. Sandra Bullock is one of those actors that everyone seems to like, yet nothing is known about. She became well known after appearing in films such as Speed, The Blind Side, and Miss Congeniality. Sandra, on the other hand, is very discreet about her personal life, including her ex-husband's adultery and her 2 adopted children. She's returned to Hollywood after a brief hiatus and is now speaking up to fans about her history. Keep watching to find out more about Sandra's life and discover what she's been up to recently, including images of her family. She was an Army kid. The actor, who was born on July 26, 1964 in Arlington, Virginia, went around Europe with her parents. Her father, John W. Bullock, was a member of the United States Army and a part-time vocal instructor. Helga Mathilde Meyer, her mother, was an opera singer. Bullock spent 12 years of her childhood in Germany and Austria, where she learned to speak German. The ambitious actor attended the Waldorf School in Nuremberg, where she studied music and dance. Many people are unaware that she survived an aircraft disaster. Keep watching to hear more about the harrowing experience. She made her stage debut in Germany at 5 years old. Sandra's brilliance was initially seen by German audiences. Bullock made her theatrical debut in a minor part for an opera in Nuremberg. Her theatrical debut at an early age sparked her enthusiasm in performing, and she eventually became a regular at the Staatstheater Nuremberg. Bullock has a younger sister, did you know? Justine Bullock Prado is the former vice president of her sister's production firm, Forest Films. Bullock's breakthrough came in 1994. Keep watching to find out what part thrust her into the spotlight. You may be able to guess. She went to high school and college on the East Coast of the U.S. The Bullocks moved to North America and lived in the Washington, D.C. region. The Miss Congeniality actress went to Washington Lee High School, where she fit right in. Bullock would become engaged in cheering and theatrical shows. Upon her graduation in 1982, she went on to study acting at East Carolina University in Greenville, North Carolina. She did, however, graduate from college with just 3 credits remaining. She made a significant career change after graduation. Discover where she went next. She moved to New York and worked as a bartender. Bullock supported her goal of becoming an actor by working as a bartender while living in New York. Around that period, the crash actress took acting courses and soon found herself in an off-Broadway show. She later performed in the play No Time Flat, and her performance was so good that she was able to get an agency. The majority of her early acting roles were on television and B-movies. Do you know what sitcom she was on? The solution's coming up next. She starred in a short-lived NBC sitcom. She landed a role in the 1988 made-for-television show Bionic Showdown, the $6 Million Man, and the Bionic Woman after gaining an agency and performing in low-budget films and television series. As a result, she was cast as Tess McGill in the NBC television adaptation of the film Working Girl. She would go on to act in other films until breaking out with a supporting part in Demolition Man in 1993. Keep watching to find out more about Sandra Bullock's current family life. Bullock's big breakthrough came a year after Demolition Man. Both Halle Berry and Ellen DeGeneres were considered for the part of Annie Porter in the popular film Speed before Bullock was selected. The Virginia native would read for the role with co-star Keanu Reeves to ensure the actor and actress had strong chemistry. She remembers doing all these physical moments together, rolling around on the floor and whatnot, in an interview with Entertainment Weekly. Bullock was not on board with the sequel for one specific reason. Keep watching to find out why she regrets creating it. Everyone told her not to take the role in Speed. A People magazine story appeared in 1995. It includes a remark from Bullock, who was interviewed by one of her local newspapers. According to the quotation, "Everyone warned me about doing Speed. I mean, it seemed that I'd simply be the girl, but I've learned to do things instinctively. It's a good thing she didn't back out of the job, since she may not have gotten even more major roles if she had." A string of film successes followed after Speed. Bullock's stunning performance quickly established her as a top actress in Hollywood. She won her first Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy for her portrayal in While You Were Sleeping. She starred in a couple more of his films during the 1990s, including The Net and A Time to Kill. Bullock played an alcoholic newspaper writer sent for treatment in 28 days in an effort to broaden her dramatic range. Despite the popularity of the first film, Bullock claims she regrets appearing in the sequel. She regrets making a sequel for Speed. The actress wishes someone had advised her not to do a Speed sequel. She only decided to feature in Speed 2 in order to raise funds for her next picture, Hope Floats. The Golden Globe nominee expressed her thoughts on the film to the nation. "I've always been in command of what I do, except for Speed 2, which I wish someone had done." Many of her followers are unaware of her near-death experience. Keep watching to find out what occurred. Following Miss Congeniality, Bullock took a brief hiatus. In the film Miss Congeniality, Bullock played an FBI agent who went undercover in the Miss United States beauty competition. The actress received her second Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy for the role. After a short hiatus from performing, the Virginia native returned in 2002. She featured in Murder by Numbers as a detective tasked with hunting down a pair of thrill seekers. Bullock was romantically involved with a well-known Canadian actor who participated in The Notebook. Keep watching to see why her co-star taunted her about it. While working on 2 of by Sea, Bullock discovered she was allergic to an animal. The actress was reveling in her newfound celebrity as a result of Speed. She found she had allergies while shooting 2 of by Sea after starring in the film. Bullock co-starred in the 1996 romantic comedy with Dennis Leary. Sadly, she discovered she was allergic to horses when filming a sequence with them. To add salt to the wound, the film had the worst international opening for the actress until Our Brand is Crisis was released. She dated Ryan Gosling, and Hugh Grant teased her for that. Bullock was previously engaged to Tate Donovan, whom she met while filming Love Potion No. 9. After the breakdown of their engagement, the 28 Days star began dating Canadian Ryan Gosling. Despite their 16-year age gap, they dated for a little more than a year. There was ample time for her 2 weeks' notice co-star to mock her about it. Hugh Grant dubbed Gosling the child and would imitate a baby to rile her up. Did you know the following truth regarding Bullock's life? She survived a plane crash. Bullock and her then-boyfriend, musician Bob Schneider, were on a holiday vacation in the year 2000. Their jet, which was carrying the newlyweds, and 2 crew members went off the runway. They were all unharmed after a potentially deadly jet accident in the snowbound tourist town of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. The pilot is said to have been so bewildered by the dangerous circumstances that he misread a pair of ground lights. Bullock once owned a restaurant in Texas. In 2006, Bullock created Best Bistro in the almost century-old Stratford Arms building at 500 West 6th Street. The restaurant began as a French bistro, but had just recruited a new executive chef and had moved away from its French heritage. In addition, Walton's Fancy and Staple, a hybrid bakery, deli, and flower store that Bullock also owns, debuted in 2009. Best Bistro, sadly, closed its doors in September 2015. The following item is one of her least favorite. She hates musicals. The irony here is rather intriguing. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, Bullock revealed something about her own musical training and her parents' jobs. Despite being a member of a children's choir, the actress will never work on a musical set. She stated her feelings towards musicals by stating unequivocally that she despises them. It's no wonder that the actress has acted in a slew of comedies and dramas. We'll hear about Bullock's children next, but first, there was her dangerous marriage to Jesse James. She married Jesse James on July 16, 2005. Jesse James, the motorcycle maker and presenter of Monster Garage and Jesse James is a Dead Man, married Bullock in 2005. They first met as a Christmas gift when Bullock arranged for her 10-year-old godson to meet James. Bullock and James were involved in a custody fight with James' second ex-wife, former adult film actress Janine Lindemulder, in November 2009. Bullock and James were later granted full legal custody of James' 5-year-old daughter. And everything went apart. A scandal rose between Bullock and James in 2010. Numerous women alleged that James had relationships with him while he was married to Bullock. James replied to the suspicion of adultery by publicly apologizing to Bullock. After that, on March 30, 2010, James' publicist revealed that James had gone into a rehabilitation clinic to deal with personal difficulties and salvage his marriage to Bullock. Bullock, on the other hand, filed for divorce, which was completed on June 28, 2010. Despite the divorce, the actress was able to achieve another professional milestone. Keep watching to find out what she did. Some fans are a little obsessed with the actress. A lady called Marsha Diana Valentine was discovered dead outside James and Bullock's house in Orange County, California on April 22, 2007. As James confronted her, she ran to her vehicle, got behind the wheel, and attempted to drive him over. Valentine was charged with aggravated assault and stalking, both felonies. Nonetheless, she pled not guilty to aggravated assault and stalking counts. She was given 3 years probation. However, this was not the first time she'd been followed. Next up, an intruder has broken into her home. A son and a daughter. After Hurricane Katrina in 2005, she chose to adopt a kid. Taking Louis home in 2010 was a 4-year-long dream come true for Sandra Bullock. He's matured a lot since the day they eventually got together, and so has his sister, Layla. Bullock adopted the 2 youngsters to demonstrate her support for the practice. Her belief in the power of adoption is greater now than it's ever been. Sandra says that Louis is a very wise young man. Louis Bardo Bullock, Sandra's kid, is growing up so quickly. A mother and kid are seen in this photograph while attending the 70th Venice International Film Festival in Venice, Italy a few years ago. Bullock described her son as a wise old soul and told Hoda Kotb that her first encounter with him seemed to fit in the crook of my arm. She said, "He looked me in the eyes and I realized he was right. He was intelligent. My youngster was astute."